welcome, welcome. Someone told me that you want to be a baddie. Someone told me that you don't know how to do a soft glam. You came to the right place, because I'm about to show you guys exactly how I got this soft glam look. This ain't no light beat. Be ready to put that shit on to your face, okay? Be ready to put that shit on. I hope you're ready. Are you ready? Okay, let's get glam together. Put on some music, drink your drink, pre-game. Let's get it. Period.
Life move fast when you do what you want. At this time, doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want.
First, let's address some things. Don't mind the fingers. The nails broke. We're not gonna talk about it. We're gonna move on. Second, when it comes to getting a flawless base, a flawless face, looking like a baddie, you need to make sure your skin prep, as in your skincare, is tea. I already moisturized, did all my serums, everything like that on my face. We're gonna start with priming your face. Because this is not specifically a summer edition, we're gonna keep to what I normally put on when I'm not literally going to be sweating off like everything off of my face. I am using the NYX the face glue primer. I also like to go into the e.l.f. grip primer, but I'm going to opt for the NYX primer today. I'm going in with my Lancome primer. This I was gifted, but I use this kind of in my T-zone. I have an oily T-zone, so it's kind of hard because the rest of my skin is like normal dry combination, and then like in my T-zone it's oily. Not too oily, but like my nose gets oily and my forehead gets a lot of oil producing, so I use that to kind of blur blemishes. Last but not least, what I do when it comes to priming is I use the e.l.f. matte grip primer. One, because it's grippy, and two, because it's mattifying. I do still sweat a lot, even when it's not literally like I'm not dripping. I sweat bad. I'm just kind of using this as a way to minimize that and mattify that area. I would recommend knowing a little bit more about your skin. Like, are you dry? Are you normal? Are you combination? Are you oily? Know those things so that when your makeup is sitting on your face, it lasts way longer. Next, we're gonna go into brows. To my face a little bit. Listen, we're not looking at the lace. Again, don't look at it. For my brows, I'm going in with the NYX brow glue. We have a love-hate relationship, me and this one. I feel like there's brow glues that I can use that will like suck in my brows, that will literally lay my brows to the gods. I just have not been able to find something that works for me. Like I said, love-hate relationship. We love her. She's still a good product. I just have very stubborn brown hairs, and they don't like to stay when I tell them to stay put. I use my Maybelline ultra thin brow pencil to do my brows. I love a natural brow, so I kind of just, when I am filling in my brows, I kind of just fill in the gaps. Like, I don't do too much. This is always my favorite brow. I use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealers only to carve out my brows. Go in with Cappuccino first because she is the lighter of the bunch, and I go and carve underneath my brows. And then whatever is left on this brush, I kind of just blend it down my eye. I go in with Mocha, and I use her to carve the top side of my brows because she literally matches my skin, my complexion to a T. Back to life, back to reality. So now we're gonna go into foundation. Now, normally I don't wear foundation, but again, this is the glam look. So when I do go in for foundation, I normally go between two different foundations. So I'm usually either using the Luminous Silk Giorgio Armani foundation in the color 13, but I actually went to Ulta. Ulta is having 21 days of beauty, which means they have 50% off select brands. So I actually re-upped on my Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Foundation. Because I don't wear that much foundation, I am going to just do one pump. And we're going to go in with the foundation brush. I use the e.l.f. Flawless Face Foundation brush. I'm going to buff her in. And this foundation is so beautiful, y'all. Now let's go into concealers. Now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit something about what order you should put your concealer, bronzer / contour, and blush on. I love a bronze look. I've always done a bronze look, so I always do my concealer placement first. A lot of people love a more sculpted look, a more concealed look, where they don't necessarily need the bronze effect, so they do their concealer after bronzer. So really, if you want more of a bronzy look, do your bronzer after concealer. If you don't really care for that, you can do your bronzer before and then do your concealer. So you guys can just switch the steps, and I'm kind of doing this and make it your own. But because I love a bronze look, I'm going to obviously go ahead and do my concealer first. So I'm going to go in with 55N. I love the Sephora Best Skin concealers. Once I found out that I love these bad boys, I've been using them non-stop. I don't understand why nobody talks about their concealers or their foundations. Sephora's concealers are tea. So I'm going to go in with Sephora Best Skin. Recently I tried the UK Makeup Girly concealer placement, which I loved, but I'm only doing that for like full like if I want to change a different look up. But I'm just gonna go ahead and do my regular concealer placement that I normally do. She Works, the other UK concealer placement, is T2, but I don't need it necessarily as emphasized as they do, but I still kind of do it. It's just less. And then this is more, that shade 55N is more of a shade that's 2 shades lighter than me. I love to go in with 57Y because it's more of a shade closer to my skin tone, and I love to just add her to the concealer. So we just use her to kind of get the concealer just not too crazy. And then also I mix her with this side here with highlighting, so that the highlighting part, highlighting my forehead, my chin, this area right here is a little bit more muted. We want her a little bit more muted. And I actually kind of let her sit just a little bit. So I'm just gonna let her sit for not even 30 seconds because the Sephora Best Skin does kind of, it's full coverage and it's like satin finish, so it does set in place faster, but I do let her sit just for a couple of seconds. I like to blend with 2 things. When it comes to my concealer, I like to blend with 2 things. I'm looking here because my mirror is here, but when it comes to blending my concealer, I love to use a brush and I love to utilize a beauty blender. I use a brush when it comes to these areas here that are, you know, obviously a little bit more, you want a little bit more fuller coverage, easier to blend. And when it comes to blending, you know, you want to use tapping motions. I don't know what it is with people and not just tapping out their concealer, but you can tap. You don't need to smudge. No smudging. When you smudge, you know your makeup's not going to come out looking right? So you want to just kind of tap. So when it comes to under my eyes, I start with the inner corner, and just to make sure that both eyes look cohesive, we do the same thing over here before we go to the other parts of the eye to blend. We're blending here. After a good blend or so, you should be looking good. You should be looking Gucci. You should be looking nice and tantalizing, okay? Now we're going into bronzer. I use Made by Mitchell, the curved case, to do my bronzer. I know there's a lot of controversy between Made by Mitchell right now. I already bought it, so I'm going to use it. As you guys can see, I've been using it for a while, you guys kind of see which bronzers I like to utilize, right? I have a heart-shaped face, so my cheekbones are kind of already high, but I just like to make my cheekbones higher. I'm just gonna place it slightly above, right? I would normally place it here if I just wanted a regular contour. I'm gonna make it slightly above so that, you know, nothing too crazy. We're gonna do the same thing. I tend to put a lot of product on the brush first to kind of place where I'm putting my contour, and then go back and blend it. So same thing here, just placing her just slightly, nothing too crazy, but just slightly above where I normally do. And because I just have a smaller forehead than most, I just focus most of the rest of the product that is on the brush on my temples, and then obviously I kind of just use whatever is left to kind of blend here, so it doesn't look like I have bronzer here but not here. I still put bronzer on my forehead, but just as little as possible. Same here, I kind of just go ahead and start blending my bronzer that's here left to kind of bring it down to my cheek here. When you're blending your bronzer, try not to bring it past the middle of your eye. Once it goes past this line here, your bronzer starts to look a little muddy. So try to keep it as close as here. As you guys can see, I'm kind of starting to drift here, but I can go back and fix that by just, you know, using my concealer brush to kind of go ahead and just blend those lines and make it look seamless and stuff. There's not a rhyme or reason as to how I bronze my nose. I kind of just let her swipe on the sides and then kind of give her a little nice little, you know, I'm just tapping the bronzer in. Sometimes add a little bit extra bronzer under here to give my neck a little bit more of contour. And now we're gonna go in with my blush. I'm gonna go ahead and just use the blush, that cream blush that is in the Made by Mitchell palette. I'm gonna go in with this orange and a tap of this light pink, and we're gonna just keep her. A lot of people put their blush on their cheeks. I like to keep it real high and cute. Whatever again is left on my brush, I just like to put it on my nose, tap a little bit on my forehead and on my chin. I don't know, I always do that. Now let's get into setting this beautiful face that we have established here. So I kind of use 3 different things to set my face. So I use Sephora, Maybelline, and One Size to kind of really set this whole thing together. I start with One Size. I take a cute little triangle puff, and I start by just setting my concealer because I don't want her to continue creasing. Powder, tap it on the back of my hand, and just go ahead and tap into my under eye. And we're literally doing this just to set the concealer in place. This is not baking. This is literally just to set the concealer into place. We're not doing nothing special. I also just set my upper lid while I'm at it. Again, we're just taking powder, tapping it, and then just doing a light set before we really do what we need to. And I just use the Rich Peach. We're using just the Rich Peach to do this.
So the footage of me finishing the rest of my under eyes and setting it is gone. So basically what I did was just go ahead and bake a little bit with the setting powder with the Rich Peach, and then I went in with the Maybelline because it is a little bit brighter, and I went in and just put it in those highlighted areas that you see so that it could give me a brighter under eye look.
While she's kind of marinating, I'm going in with my Juvia's Place bronzer. I'm just gonna go in and just bronze up my face. I tend to go back and forth. Today I'm feeling really bronzed, so I'm gonna use a little bit more of that bottom layer to kind of bronze. Wherever I place that cream bronzer is where I'm gonna really primarily focus this bronzer. Kind of drag it into my eye a little bit. Get under here, under this chin right here, girl. We don't want the chin to miss any action. And then I just take a little bit and just kind of dust off my nose. Look like a bronze girl now. Just gonna swipe away that bake that I was doing under my eye. Isn't she so cute? Isn't she so bronze? Isn't she so cute? But that's not all. We're going in with some blush. Look at that blush, y'all. I'm gonna go in with this lighter one for today because I don't want too bright of a blush, but we want just enough to kind of give us a little something. Now before I go in with my setting sprays and stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and moisturize my lips so we can kind of prep my lips for lip liner and all that jazz. For setting sprays, I use Revolution Super Fix and then the L'Oreal inflammable spray. I use obviously this to kind of set most of my face. I'm gonna go in one more time with my setting spray. And then I use this when I'm basically done with my makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my lashes, do some mascara, and then come back when I'm ready to do my lips. Today we're going to do a pinky lip. I'm usually a nude girl, brown liner, but I want to do a pinky lip today. Y'all, I also got MAC lipsticks from Ulta because of the 21 Days of Beauty. 50% off. I got a true blue red lipstick that I've been trying to get my hands on. I've always wanted to try a blue red lipstick, but I also got this nude pink color that I think would go great, kind of sexy, and I think it would go perfect with this lip look that I'm trying. My lip look is going to be mostly MAC products, so I'm going in with the MAC lip liner Midnight, and we're gonna go ahead and line my lips. Lips are lined. Now we're gonna go in with Kinda Sexy. I'm excited. I only swatched her in the store, and I am kinda sexy, so it makes sense why I would love her. Okay, and we're just gonna go ahead and put her on. Going in with a CoverGirl lip gloss, and we're gonna go ahead and top this girl off. She always mutes the color because right now it's bright pink. Right now it looks bright pink right now, but when I plop this bad girl on there, it's gonna mute this color. This is not the pink that I was going for, so I'm gonna go in with the NYX Butter Gloss, a bit of honey, because I wanted a little bit more muted. So we're gonna go in with her really quickly because she'll, obviously you just seen, she'll mute that pink a little bit more. Okay, I love a pink lip. We're gonna take this bad girl off of my head. After the lips are done, I'm gonna go ahead and use my L'Oreal setting spray just to kind of set everything in nicely. So boom, y'all, I adore love this beat. I think it's such a good beat. This is not my glam because if I really wanted to go glam, I would do a lot more eyeshadow, a little bit more brighter under the eyes, but again, this is just a simple soft glam look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys learned from this. Tell me what techniques that you guys are going to use. Please let me know. Also, if you have, like, if you want me to go in depth in a specific part of my face, let me know. I will do it for you. Obviously I look the fuck good, and you're gonna look the fuck good too. Go ahead and follow my Instagram. I do a lot of makeup hacks on there. See more of the beautiful baddie face that you're looking at right now on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. It is a little bit more me, more lifestyle, more my personality. if you will. Go ahead and follow me on there, as well as I'm gonna drop my LTK, my Amazon storefront, everything that you guys need to know to see what I do, who I am, and all of that is gonna be in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye. Do you want to see the pictures after you're done? I want to see the pictures after you're done. I promise you I want to see them, because I want to see I'm sorry, I want bad bitches on my phone. Is that wrong? Is that wrong that I want bad bitches on my phone?